Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to
Mount
be.
Pubmore. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Fine talk. What is going on? Welcome to episode 127. It's me and the pastor, and the one, the only Queen Sip of Death, Jay Gray, in the building. Let's go. We got a good group here. Tim's is celebrating Detroit Lions back-to-back wins. He's in the Caribbean, sailing around in his boat. Life's good for him. Yeah, it's really just a cruise ship, but we'll say it's his boat. Still RIP. Put him on your milk card. You're missing him. Just pour some out for him. And then Matt, he's over here in the States, but he's getting pissed right up. He enjoys it. Watching this episode, we do, kind of heavy hearts. Our P's and T's and our hearts go out to the whole UVA family, especially the football family. Everybody affected those tragedies. Just special prayers for the Davis family, Perry family, and Chandler family. Just a tough scene in UVA. Just anytime a former teammate opens fire and kills 3 and injures 2, 1 in critical, 1 in stable, it's just, my heart rips out for him. Jay Gray, I know you're a teacher as well. I don't know if you want to talk about Fitz, if you want to talk about just P's and T's. I just can't say it enough to him.
Yeah, and I mean, if we have some listeners, I know we have a lot of App State alum and connected listeners. Just also keep Taylor Lamb, former quarterback, I believe. Yeah, for us, maybe.
Yeah.
He is the quarterback's coach at UVA right now. So it might seem like it's not something that hits super close to home, but it really does. And then myself also being connected to Clemson, Tony Elliott, being our past offensive coordinator, current head coach. I know our Clemson is sending them a lot of just well wishes and doing what they can to support Coach Elliott and his players. But just keep them in your thoughts and prayers, and really everyone in that community. And just, I mean, I think Nuke Hopkins said it best the other day. One of the last things one of these players posted was on their story was a picture of Nuke Hopkins making a catch from the game on Sunday. And so he just really wanted to push and say that, hey, hug your loved ones closely. You never know how good you have it until it's gone. So that was kind of my takeaway from it. Just keep that entire community and extended community in your prayers.
Fitz, anything?
I got nothing, man.
Yeah.
I've been keeping a tab on the Parkland trial as it's going on, and just hearing from the family members and stuff. It's tough. I mean, this issue has been hanging on us for over 2 decades now, and I don't really have much to add, but these kind of stories just make it more like, okay, when are we gonna figure this out? And it just feels like we just continue to let this kind of stuff happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. Well, let's go to a sports fact. Let's turn up the vibes in here. And
I know I hate starting here.
I know, but I feel like we had to.
Yeah.
Heart rips out for him. Well, our random sports fact. All right, we're gonna go back to 1930, and it's gonna go all the way to current day. Anybody know the only countries that ever qualify for every World Cup?
I'd guess Brazil.
Brazil, you're absolutely correct. Brazil has qualified for every single World Cup, minus the 45 and 41 World Cup, obviously World War II. And there was no World Cups those years. So technically, they're still qualified for every World Cup. Anybody know how many or who has the most championships, world championships in World Cup?
It's not Brazil.
It is Brazil. 5 of those suckers.
Oh.
They've got the longest run and also the most championships, world championships for a World Cup. So we're starting here because the World Cup's coming off. It's tipping off this weekend. I'm excited for it. I'm ready to see Team USA. It's our year, baby. Maybe we're breaking into it. Who knows? But Brazil is one of the favorites, like usual. England, we talked about with Matt last week, all the favorites and stuff. So this random fact, I want to know, who is your ultimate team dynasty? I mean, you look at Brazil across the world. Every World Cup they've been in, they've won 5, the most championships, and they look to be on the verge of 6. They're always in the conversation of winning this thing. So for you all, what's the biggest sports dynasty you could think of?
I mean, I know everyone wants me to say the Patriots, and I mean that was an absurd team. Just the cast of characters on those teams. But I'm actually going to kick it back to the 50s, 60s, 70s. Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
And he was a player coach. So not only was he in charge of managing different personalities and putting a team together, he was also playing on that team. I don't know if you can describe someone who's done anything. I mean, that would be absurd to see nowadays. But I mean, you could kind of argue that maybe LeBron has so much pull in organizations that he could be considered a player coach.
Right.
He didn't do it like Bill Russell did. Man, those Celtics teams back in the day, unstoppable, unbelievable.
That's a great one, Jay Gray. That's kind of what I was thinking too. But like, yeah, like you don't see it nowadays. Like maybe LeBron, maybe a little Tom Brady, but honestly, the control Bill Russell had, it's unmatched. It's like Jackie Moon out there in Tropic Thunder, or Let's Get Tropical, you know? Semi-Pro, that's the movie I'm thinking of. It took me a while to get there. Fitz, what about you?
I just watched Semi-Pro the other day too, so maybe that's my movie quote outro. I haven't even thought of it yet. Man, I might have to say the Patriots for this one. I know Jay Gray's got her bias. I can say this without bias. What is it? 6 Super Bowls? Was it 6 with Brady? They had the 3.
Nope,
They
only
had 5?
right? Because does Brady have 6 or 7 rings?
Because they had 3 and 4 with Brady.
03, 04.
Then they lost to the
Lost
Giants
7
twice.
and 11.
And then you've got the Atlanta 28-3 game.
They have
Yep.
6.
You've got the Rams.
You got the Rams.
One
You got
more,
the
don't you?
Seahawks, where I low key kind of peed my pants.
Oh yeah, that was
That was a good one. That was a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
6.
and they've been to what, 9?
I think so.
I mean, just that they were basically like in the Super Bowl, half of the Super Bowls of like Brady's career.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like. It's just
No.
yeah. I mean, that's like an unheard of dynasty, because like we'll talk about like Bill Russell and maybe like you could throw in the Packers and their great run way back when. But it feels like we're now in an age where it's hard to be dominant for so long. Like you get little windows where it's like, oh, this team's on like a run. Like they're kind of stringing it together, like the Warriors. But then they'll kind of fall off, And the Warriors would be a good one to name. But even then, their runs have been kind of short-lived, or they've had to beef up when they fall down. The Patriots were just like constant. I mean, they were just in your face. So that'd be mine. That'd be the one that you have to name.
Yeah, that's a hell of one. There's one that my heart wants to say, and then like logic takes over for me. My heart wants to say the Chicago Bulls, like just to win 3 in a row, take 2 years off, then win 3 in a row, and again, like that's amazing. That's an amazing accomplishment. How much was that? Was Jordan and Pippen, those type of guys? Yeah, so maybe that stretch of history is not really kind.
Jerry Krause.
Yeah, Jerry
Krause.
Krause.
Say Jerry Krause.
Yeah. Obviously the time period we grew up in, just being surrounded by the Bulls and Michael, that was pretty special. But then logic takes over. The Canadians, they've won 24 world championships. I know, Jay Gray, you hate to see it, but and the streak of playoffs we talked about last week in last year's Sports Fact of, just them being on this playoff run and they get cheated out by the Rangers and really they just did it to themselves. But to me, to win 24 world championships, that's hats off. That's super impressive to me.
The effing Habs.
The effing Habs. That's right.
Honorable mention on my end. I'm gonna go
Alabama.
UConn women's basketball.
Yeah. Love that.
Women's basketball, and watch out because I think there's about to be a sneaky one emerge now with the Las Vegas Aces. I think if they continue to have number 1 Becky Hammond, number 2 Asia Wilson, and Kelsey Plume, that's going to be a dangerous one to come. They're all very young players. So
Dude, those are great picks right there. The UConn, like, golly, how many games did they win in a row where they just
won like
tore up?
111.
games in a
111.
I
row.
think it was 111.
God, so
Yeah.
impressive, man.
Not the Lady Vols though.
I was
Pat
able to
Summitt?
too. I love Pat Summitt.
Yeah, I read her
Smarty
book last
sister.
year. Oh,
Love it.
I read Pat Summitt's book last year. Great read. My favorite part's in the middle of talking about her childhood. She just threw in a cornbread recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I made that bad boy fire recipe. So even if you don't like the book,
You get some good
learn how to make-
recipes.
you can learn how to make good cornbread. Yeah.
I like that. Well, we're going to trade Tennessee basketball in for a little Tennessee football here. We're going to jump into college football. We're going to look back at Week 11 scores. Some big scores happened. Honorable mention here, Oregon getting beat by Washington, and probably a slept-on West Coast rivalry that I was not accustomed to. I hadn't done my right education and film research there. That game was good. It was gritty, and they showed some like the behind, like in the past, what happened. And man, I'm here for the Wisconsin-Oregon rival now, or Washington-Oregon rival. All right, look at this. You got number 6, Bama. Does not cover the spread against Ole Miss. Wins by 6 points, but man, Lane Kiffin had Nick Saban on the ropes for most of that game. We jump into UCF and Tulane, 38-31. Tulane's title hopes and like maybe getting a push to New Year's Six Bowl. I think they got derailed after this game. They had a chance. They had to beat SMU and then go on, maybe beat Cincinnati, but this one, it hurt. It hurt them pretty bad. You got 7 TCU. Fitz, you love this one. Taking down Texas, 17-10. UNC squeaks by Wake, 36-34. And number 3, Georgia, just put it on Mike Leach and Mississippi State. These scores, anything that really surprises us here, or any scores from last week at all that you're kind of surprised with?
Okay, those rankings are wrong because TCU is still 4. Right?
No. Yeah. So this is just from last week's AP.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
I was about to. Oh man, I was going
I
to go
know.
in on the college playoff committee.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Yeah, obviously start with the Horned Frogs. That's the team to watch. Really, Texas, their only touchdown was scored by their defense. So
Yeah.
TCU really locked down Texas. I'm curious. I don't know if that offense is going to be able to hang with a team like Georgia or Tennessee or the rest of them. But defensively, it's exciting to see a team that can just kind of, just be nitty and gritty and hold a contender like Texas. So, yeah, that was what I was excited about. UNC, a lot of love for them. They've got a chance to play for the ACC title, which is going to be big. I know Jay Gray's excited about that. And then I don't know, the other ones ain't even worth talking about. Bama, they're dead. Why are we talking about them? I'm not even going to talk about them.
I think they're still sneaky, man. I don't know. Jay Gray, what about any thoughts for you?
Yeah, I mean, I was at the Clemson game this weekend, so I really didn't get to watch any of these games because I fell asleep in the car on the way back and immediately went to sleep after that. So I really didn't get to watch any football. What sticks out to me, what was that Tennessee final? I mean, I know it's Missouri, but didn't they have to go to Missouri?
So they had to go to Mizzou. Drinkowitz had them on the ropes. I think it was like 24-14. Like, it was like, oh, man, Missouri's keeping with them. And then they just Tennessee took off. It was like 64-20. Like, it was. I'll look at the final score here in a second.
Yeah. So, I mean, putting up 66 points, even if it is against Drinkowitz, and even if it is something they should have done in the first place, is always just very impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're saying Columbia this weekend, Fitz, but I would try and find a way out because I think it is going to be ugly under the lights. I mean, after giving up or being down 24-14, whatever it was, I think that Tennessee's going to have a fire lit under them and have to just continue to pile on points so they can stay in the college football playoffs. Because I mean, if you get if you come to the SEC championship and you, for some miracle, have LSU beat Georgia, then you got a 1-loss Georgia team, you got a 1-loss Tennessee team, you got a 2-loss Bama team, and is LSU's only lost to Florida State in that ridiculous game?
I
I
think
feel like it is. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I think for some reason I'm thinking they may have lost to Ole Miss. I could be wrong.
I feel like they have 2 losses, but it's
I don't know who the other loss is.
Yeah.
But if they're all at 1 loss, what happens? Do you take an SEC championship LSU?
the only other loss is Tennessee.
Yep.
Okay, what happens? What happens? It's going to be utter chaos because you can't have a 4 playoff just SEC. I'm sorry. It can't happen. I know 1 loss Clemson, we're out of it. It's fine. Bye. But you can't, I mean, you just can't have that happen. You got to have the Big Ten will be represented, whether it's Ohio State, Michigan, it will be represented. Unless you have Michigan be Ohio State or vice versa and them losing I don't know. It's a hot mess express. I need an expansion is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Not just for Clemson, but sometimes for Clemson.
Yeah.
Just for what the mess that could happen
Mm-hmm.
if Atlanta explodes is what I'm getting at. So.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You're talking about, let's go ahead and talk about AP Top 10. The college football rankings haven't came out as we're recording the show. The drop probably here in about 5 minutes or so. So maybe live on air we can talk about them. But, your top 6 right here go unchanged. Your top 5, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU, Tennessee, all locked in your top 5. LSU jumps to number 6. USC jumps to number 7. Bama's at 8. Clemson's at 9. 10's Utah. Your biggest move is number 15, Washington, jumping up 9 points after beating Oregon. Number 17, UCF, beating Tulane. And Florida State jumps up 5 spots each accordingly. And then number 22, Cincy, 23, Coastal, 24, Oklahoma State, and 25, Oregon State come from unranked. And all those teams were ranked at the beginning of the season, or at least getting votes, and now they're finally back in the rankings. UCLA dropped 7 points. Oregon dropped 6 points after their loss. And NC State, it's a hard time for a Wolfpack fan, I'm sure. 18 Texas, 19 Liberty, and 21 Illinois all drop out of the top 25. I mean, with these rankings, obviously the college football rankings, that changes a lot. And I know there's going to be some big changes here. But I'm with you. We need expansion. We talked about it every week here. We just need it because looking at this, you're right, Jay Gray. If LSU goes in and beats Georgia, you have to put all 4 SEC teams in. But how is that fair to the other conferences? It's definitely not. What do you do? Someone's going to a lot of schools are going to get pissed and they're going to get screwed.
Yeah. I mean, on the wise words of Big Rob, none of this matters until December? I think it's 4th or 5th now.
Yeah.
None of this matters. I don't care. If you're going to have a 1-loss USC team that I don't know if they got slammed, but I don't stay awake to see West Coast.
Fair
but
enough.
I don't understand how you can still have USC up there because obviously the competition that Bama has had to play, the competition that Ole Miss has had to play, or even some of these Big 12 teams has had to play, doesn't, in my opinion, match up to what the Pac-12 has had to play or what the Big 10 has had to play. Notice I'm not saying ACC because the ACC, again, hot mess express, what happens, happens.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think you can put a USC team up that high with the LSUs and Bam. I think you got to have more Big 12 teams up there. But again, I don't know. None of these numbers matter to me.
So here's the thing with USC. Their only ranked win came against number 25 Oregon State. It was on the road. It was a 3-point game. They lose by 1 point to number 10 Utah on the road. But every other win they have is unranked Pac-12 garbage. Now, the next 2 weeks is a big time for them because they get UCLA this week and then they get Notre Dame the next week. UCLA on the road.
Why isn't Utah up higher then? Why isn't Utah ranked above them if they beat them? Is it because they still lost to Florida at the beginning of the season?
I think so, and I think they dropped another one too.
That's stupid.
I think they're a 2-loss team. Yeah.
I would be happier if USC was 8, 9, 10. I don't think they have a right being up right next to those SEC powerhouses.
Yeah.
Also, I really hate Lincoln Riley. Preface.
There it is. There it is.
I just think TCU is going to get screwed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like if Ohio State and Michigan are both undefeated going into the final game, and let's say it's as Matt would say, a classic. Like it's just like a showdown where it's like, Tennessee, Georgia, and you're like, wow, this is like the game of the year, and these teams should be fighting for it. It's almost like, or Bama, Tennessee is what I was thinking of. But I'm just saying, like, then do both those teams get in? Like the winner, because like, and then now let's say Georgia loses. So the winner of Ohio State, Michigan gets the 1 seed. Georgia maybe drops to the 2 or 3. They're like, well, Michigan, Ohio State, we can give them the 4 slot because they were undefeated until they played the number 1 team. So we'll put them in. And then what do you do? It's like, well, someone beat Georgia. So sorry, TCU, you're undefeated, but you haven't played anybody. And I'm just like, if you've gone undefeated, you get in. That's how it's all set up. It's like, screw you, college football. If you are undefeated and you're in like a power conference, I'm sorry, you get in. That's what Clemson did for years, So I'm just saying.
2 natties from it. Thank you. 2
natties.
And
they deserve to be there because they won the natty. But I'm just saying, there's this thought process of, the Pac-12 isn't the same or whatever. It's bogus.
Yeah. It's
my other thing is going back to what you're saying. Like, if Georgia loses to LSU and there's a 1-loss Georgia, a 1-loss Tennessee, and a 1-loss Georgia and a 1-loss Tennessee, I'm sorry, but if you don't play in your conference championship game, nope, not happening. Yeah. So, I mean, Tennessee already lost their right. They're not playing in the conference championship game. They're not. Yeah. Ohio State, I mean, it sucks that they're on the same side of the conference, but the SEC East has been the SEC least for years. So it is how it is.
But I look at Tennessee deserves to be there, as does TCU. Like all those teams, it's tough. I mean, again, I think this is the year that you're hoping for an expansion.
Like this is the year that's going to blatantly show it, and there's going to be a lot.
But it's all going to work out. Mark my words, because it happens every year in college football.
Yeah,
is it like works out where they can make a case like, oh well, this, and watch TCU is going to get shafted.
Here's what's going to happen: is Ohio State or Michigan, one of them is going to get the doors beat off of them, and they fall off the rankings, and then now you have a solidified 1 and 2 with TCU being undefeated. They go to 3, maybe 4, and that SEC school creeps up in there because that's who's ended up going to take it. Because there's no Pac-12 team that's going to be undefeated. There's no ACC team undefeated. Notre Dame's not even close to even being in conversation. So that's probably what's going to happen, I'd assume. But you're right, Fitz. It all works out. But damn it, we need an expansion now. Get it to us. Let's look at games we can bet on here this weekend. We got some good games. Week 12 games. We got number 21 Illinois traveling the Big House. Number 3 Michigan. Michigan 18.5-point favorite. Number 4 TCU going down to Bear Country and Baylor. They're 2.5-point favorites on the road though. Number 1 Georgia traveling to Lexington, Kentucky. Number 24 Kentucky is a 22.5-point dog at home on senior night. Keep that noted. Number 8 USC on the road to number 12 UCLA. USC is a 2.5-point favorite. And number 13 Utah traveling down to Eugene, Oregon to number 6 Oregon. Oregon's a 3-point favorite. Looking at this list here, let's go by each game. Let's pick our favorites. Jager, we had a sip of death queen here. It's been a long time since we had a sip of death, so I'm a little excited for it. We got an upset, and even if it's not on this list and you got an upset, we'll always take it because we're trying to make some good money on the pub parlay. But let's talk about that first game. Who we take? We got Illinois, Michigan. Does Illinois cover the spread here? Because I think we're all probably going to take the Big House.
It's in Michigan based on Michigan. That. Yeah, no, they don't cover the spread. It's senior day for Michigan because they're going to Ohio State next year. Next week. Yeah. Now they might be looking forward to Ohio State, which is always scary. So I think Michigan. I would potentially maybe take Illinois to cover, but I don't know. don't know.
It's
It'd
tough.
be interesting to see
just saying.
Lima's record against Michigan because he's the coach at Illinois now.
Yeah, and he's doing pretty damn good.
He is.
Fitz, what do you say?
Yeah, when I first saw that game, I was like, Illinois, they could spoil, but in Ann Arbor, it is tough. 18 points is a lot, though. I think I'm with Jay Gray. I'm tempted to touch points on that, but I do think Michigan wins pretty big. So it's really close. It's probably too close to touch that one.
Yeah. Well, maybe this helps you. Illinois 6-1 on the road against the spread. So they've only not covered once. So maybe that makes you feel good. I do like Illinois to cover if there's a first half line. I like them to cover that first half because I do think Michigan kind of overlooks in that first half. They start slow. And then fourth quarter, Harbaugh chews their ass and they start piling up points. But give me Michigan to win. I'm not going to touch the spread here. First half spread, depending on what the size of it. If it's 11, I might tickle that. That might be good. TCU, Baylor. What do we got here? We think Baylor's got a chance, or your horny toe is going to stay alive here, Fitz?
Man, they got no respect for TCU. Again, I was impressed by their defense.
Yeah.
That if you like watching hard-nosed defense, TCU, that's my team. So I'm hoping their offense puts up more points. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Horned Frogs.
It's hard to do that little thing.
It is.
Mm.
Because I just want to do this, and that's not it.
No, don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't
I
do
know.
I don't really know much about Baylor. It's a noon game. If it were at nighttime, I'd be more inclined to take Baylor,
Yeah.
but it's a noon game. So I think TCU is going to bounce back and need to have a statement win prior to whoever. Does the Big 12 finally have a championship game? Because they didn't for the longest time.
Yeah, they do. They do, I think. Yeah.
All right, whoever they play there, I think they're going to need a big statement win leading up to that, and then they're still going to have to crush whoever they play there. By
They just got their statement win. They beat the Hook'em Horns, who were favored.
Yeah, and it shows
Like, that's
that
such bullshit to me. It's like you favored the Longhorns and they dominated them. It was really 17-3, and then the quarterback in the last 2 minutes was like, "Oh, here's a fumble. I'll give you a touchdown to make it interesting."
Yeah.
Like that was a
does
statement
show.
win in my book. I was like, "Oh my gosh, TCU! They just they killed them. They needed one more touchdown for all the people in the committee to be like, oh yeah, now TCU." This is why I hate. Oh my gosh, I hate college football.
Well, I
Don't
mean,
even
it
get me
does show
started.
that the Big 12 knows how to play defense, so good for them.
Like the Packers
Yeah.
just chewing away the Cowboys and grinding it out and win the game. Guess what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be sexy.
Oh, all
you
right.
just win the damn game.
How the hell
And
did we
you
get to the Packers
win
already?
Man. I just can't stand college football. I'm reading the tea leaves. TCU is going to get screwed, and it's good because of this. Oh, they only beat Texas by 7. It's like,
Oh, my Lord.
screw you guys. Shut up.
Jay, great. You taking TCU here?
yeah. I
Yeah.
said they'd win.
Yeah. He just – sometimes you got to
All I
let
thought
Fitz
was that they need another
I'm sorry,
statement
man.
win.
I'm just
you got to let him vent sometimes. It just – it gets
Drives me
bottled
nuts,
up in him.
man.
Would you like to say something about the Bengals since we're getting all of our teams out now?
No.
I don't know. I was just word splatting at that point.
It's Pittsburgh week. I'm not ready. Give me TCU. Give me the Horns. As I said, I think they blow this thing in the championship game. I hope I'm wrong for Fitz's sanity, but I think
you're
like
gonna be
I'm
right.
wrong. Yeah.
I think you're going to be right.
Georgia traveling to Lexington, taking on UK. It's not UK senior night. I do forgive me. They're playing Louisville for the Keganels the week after that. So my apologies there. But Kentucky, they got a chance to cover the spread. Georgia is just a different beast right now.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't even want to touch this game. I would like Kentucky to spoil, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be like Missouri, Tennessee. I think it's going to be Kentucky makes it interesting early on. Everyone's like, oh, Kentucky's up, and then Georgia just 35 unanswered or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not touching it.
Is Kentucky's quarterback still out? Probably. He
I'm not
broke his face in half. I don't know. It was actually his elbow. I think I saw it happen. Anyway, yeah, as much as I would love Kentucky to cover, I don't think they're going to. I don't know. They could. Who knows? Georgia still has a JV football team in Georgia Tech next week, so that could be their big
Ooh.
point scoring
Ooh.
game. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Kentucky might cover, but I'm definitely taking Georgia to win.
Will Levis is the quarterback. He's questionable. They think he's probably going to play, but you never know. Maybe they say him for Louisville. Make sure you're good for your rivalry game. It's the Governor's Cup, not Keg and Nails. That's my fault. Man, I don't know. Lexington, I've seen teams go in there this season, and they just get beat. They just don't play good football. I don't know if it's because it's loud. I don't know. I haven't been to a game in decades at Lexington, so I don't know. It'd be good. I like Kentucky to cover here. I just think they find a way to cover. They keep it sneaky. Even if it's a backdoor cover, I think they can still cover here. Battle of California, USC, UCLA. Trojans need to win. They need to win big here to even get a prayer in this playoff system. Jago, shaking your head no. You think they get a win here, though?
No, I want them to lose every game. I really don't like what's-his-face and what's-his-face that he brought with him. I don't want to hear about him anymore. I don't want
Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about either of them
Oh.
anymore.
I like
So
Caleb
I'm taking
Williams.
UCLA. Chip Kelly, let's go. Right? He
Chip
coaches
Kelly.
them. Yeah.
And Robinson, that quarterback's damn good. I like that pick, Jay. Fitz.
Yeah.
I like Caleb Williams, and he's one I've had my eye on as far as like where does he land in next year's draft, because I think he could be sneaky, maybe like what Jalen Hurts was in his draft class, as I think he could be a late pick that ends up being really good. So I think for that reason, I will take USC in this one.
Lincoln Riley's 10-2 against rivals. This is a big rival. It's something that he's new to. It's a West Coast. I still think he finds a way to win here. I think USC finds a way to win. I do think Robinson outplays Williams, though. I think Robinson has the better quarterback day than Williams here. I don't know why. I have that feeling. 13 Utah, number 6 Oregon. Who do we take here?
I really want to take Utah. I think that they'll definitely cover even in Oregon, but I could also see Oregon. I don't know how Oregon does in bounce back games. But I know that last week took a hit on what was Bo Nix's alleged Heisman campaign.
Yeah.
So I could see them trying to them making a statement for Bo Nix and his Heisman.
Ooh.
But I would love Utah to at least cover. You know what? I'll take them to win.
Every time I pick Utah, they do terribly. So I'll take Oregon.
Yeah, I'm taking Eugene. I'm taking Oregon here. I like the way Bo Nix is playing. I didn't like him at Auburn, but now all of a sudden I found myself like, I kind of like the way he's playing. He's slinging that ball pretty nice in that green, yellow, and black there in Oregon. So give me Oregon to win. All right, NFL time. The bread and butter of the show. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. And it's official. Nears beat Louisville in basketball just now, 61-60. We're a basketball school now, damn it. Let's go. Big news.
America's team.
America's team, baby. Well, speaking of America's team, Thursday night, Titans traveling to good old Lambeau Field. Maddie will be in attendance there Thursday night. Green Bay 3-point favorite. The 5-game skid is over. Fitz, you can finally breathe. You got to win back under your belt. Over under set 42. Fitz, I'm going to let you take the reign here. Who do you take?
Yeah, this is a tough stretch for us with Cowboys. Got the win. You got the Titans, and then we got the Eagles Sunday night, Thanksgiving weekend. So it's weird. You know, early on we were supposed to win some games like in London and then, you know, against the Jets and the Commanders. And we kind of like shit the bed on that. So maybe we're just going to flip-flop. We're going to show up against the teams that we're supposed to lose. Yeah, I don't know. In Lambeau definitely helps. You hope there's some snow. I am worried about King Henry, though, and teams running all over us. But I'm biased. I'm going to take the Packers.
You know, I think Matty Ice is your good luck charm. So while he's in attendance, I will give in and take the Packers. But I think King Henry's still going to have a huge game because I don't know who the Titans quarterback is.
Yeah, it's Liberty Prodigy here. I think it's Willie Beamer show. I like to call him. He's just slinging that thing, man. I like the way he plays. I like the way Coach Vrabes got him coached up. No snow in the forecast, Fitz. At least not for Thursday. They got a little snow tonight, but nothing Thursday. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. But Jay Gray, damn it, you sold me when you said Matty Ice is in attendance. He's the good luck charm. I was ready to write the Packers off. After watching that game, they were down 21, 14 points, whatever it might be. I said, Packers done, dead. Put a stake in them. Aaron Rodgers should retire now. Not so fast. Matty put his little British fingers in the air, waved them, and got some magic going. So give me the Packers to win.
Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning are the only two players to trail by 14 in the fourth quarter and do it 3 times. That 3 times in their career. They've trailed 14 in the fourth and won. Only Rodgers and Manning.
I'm glad you said it won because I was about to say, hold on. Andy Dalton's lost by a lot more points in the fourth quarter. But I got you.
No, to come back and win.
Yeah, I got you. Commanders coming off a huge win, stopping the Eagles, making them finally a one-loss team. Miami can pop the champagne down there, keeping the undefeated record alive. Commanders taking on the Texans. Washington 3-point favorite on the roads, 40.5 to over-under. Fitz, who do you like here?
I love Heineke, man. I've been all about him. I think he's a proven leader, especially in the game last night. You just saw his energy on the sideline when the defense was making plays. He's just he's energized, where I feel like Wentz was just kind of I don't know, just kind of hobbling around. But I also see just the connection with McLaurin and Heineke has been fun to watch. So excited to see those two. And then our guy, Many Men, Brian Robinson is just fun to watch. So Commanders, they might be my favorite NFC team this year. That isn't the Packers. I would love to see this team make a run.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Commanders.
I'm honestly hoping that every single NFC East team gets in, because that would then make you guys take them out of your garbage trash cycle. I don't know. I think this is going to be super close. Not a lot of points. It's going to hit the under. We never want to wish that, but it's going to. I'm going to go for, unfortunately, I say all that, and then I'm going with the upset. I'm going to take the Texans. I think the Commanders might still just be riding a little bit too high. It might need to be brought back down to life. Man. Sorry.
Dameon Pierce, man, I said it last week. He's like a Lambo sitting in a trailer park right now. That dude can just run lights out on the football with the football. Jager, you'd be proud. I did give the NFC East props. I said, damn, this conference is pretty freaking good right now, and they're no longer in the least anymore. And I give all credit, hats off to them. Fitz, I know why I like Heineke. Every picture I look at him, he looks more like Brett Favre, just with the forearm tat. If Favre was more modern day. He was even running around doing this one.
He has a tattoo there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I do like the way Heineke balls. He had the Kirko chains look going on after the win. Drinking Busch lattes on the airplane out of a trash can cooler. I'm loving it, man. I like his vibe he's got going on. Give me the Commanders to win. I don't mind Texans with the upset, so I'm not going to touch this game because I could see it. But I do like the under pick, Jake. Right? I like the under pick a lot. Now that we agree on that, the overall hit, but that's all right. A game that should be played Sunday night, but it gets flexed out for some bullshit Chiefs-Chargers game. I'm pissed. Anyway, Cincinnati on the road, traveling to Heinz Field in Steelers Nation, or formerly known as Heinz Field. Over-under set 41. Cincinnati, 4.5-point favorite. Cincinnati is rocking the all-white uni again, the white bingle. I do believe Steelers are rocking the color rush black on black. Last time I heard, that might change. I don't know. We'll see. Fitz, who do you take here?
This could be a trap game for the Bengals. I hate to say it. Just because I think the rest of the schedule looks like a lot of the favorites, I'll take the Steelers in an upset. Just a hunch.
Bring it to me.
I'm going Bengals. I hate the Steelers. I'm going Bengals.
Simple enough. Look, we're in the same boat last year. Sent 5-4 in bye week. Just beat the brakes off the Panthers last season and this season. We're rejuvenized. We're ready to go. We're 0-3 in the division. This is where it changes. We go 3-3 for the rest of it. Make sure we win out some big games here. Bills look beatable, and the rest of the schedule looks pretty doable. Minus the Chiefs, that one looks a little mountain we got to climb. But we're going to get there. But first, we get over Pittsburgh Mountain, and we demolish them. We bingle their ass all the way up, down, Skyline Chili, pour it on them. Bengals going to win. Bears, Falcons, Atlanta, 3-point favorite. Over at 50. Jay Gray saying, this might be the emoji game. We'll see what she says. Fields looks good, though. I can't lie. Fitz, who do you think?
Man, I'm so sick of Fields, man. I'll be honest. Like, he is trash, and everyone's just going hype because he's putting up great fantasy numbers. You know, props to the Bears that they basically decided, all right, we're better just running Fields. Like, we're just gonna have design runs and just let him make plays. So, I mean, that is definitely key for them. I'm just ready for the defenses to like wisen up. I don't think Fields is really that explosive or that good. So I actually will take the Falcons. I think they're a defense that could actually give Fields and the Bears some trouble. So I'll take the Falcons pretty big on this one.
Yeah, I initially made the face, but thinking about it, this could probably be a pretty interesting game to watch. I mean, the Falcons tend to play their opponents really closely. And I think they're getting a lot of their defensive players that were injured back this week. So I do think they'll be able to kind of just lock in on Fields and have some experience back there to just almost be like a spy on him, just making sure they know where he is at all time. So I'm going to take the Falcons at home. I think it's going to be close. I actually wouldn't touch this game with a 10-foot pole, but I think it's going to be the Falcons at home.
I think it's going to be Falcons at home too, and I think we're going to hit the over. Both these defenses are in the bottom 7 of the league. They just can't stop anything, no matter if they're healthy or not, Jagger. I know they're getting some players back, but I think the floodgate's open. I think Fields and Mariota have a field day all up and down. I think both offenses click and roll here. Give me the over. Give me Falcons to win, though. All right. Browns taking on the Bills. Bills coming off a heartbreaking loss to the Vikings. They had the game in the bag, goes to overtime, and Justin Jefferson and Kirk O'Chains do their thing. Over at 43. Buffalo, 8-point favorite. Not many times they're coming off a home loss here. Fitz, what do you think?
Yeah, this is a lock for me. I'm going to take the Bills. Should have won last week. You know, one of the craziest games you've probably ever seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they get it back. So go Bills.
2 feet of snow. 2 feet of snow. Who is the better running game? Nick Chubb. I'm taking the Browns.
True. Wow.
Man, that is good. Watson.
Yeah, but you got Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's a better.
I think he's more injured than people think. I think
he's
more injured than people think. I'm taking the Browns.
There was a few balls he threw, and I was like, "Ooh, you could tell he's feeling the effects of it. That cold weather does no good for him." Deshaun Watson is cleared to practice, though. He's been taking some reps with the Browns. Now he's week 11. He's got to wait till week 11 to come back at least. But he's getting some reps in. That takes
Y'all, I am 3 and 8. I need this man to come in.
Yeah, fantasy has been rough. That takes away reps from Brissett, though. And so he's not able to get in the groove and the click of it.
Oh, that's
Give me
lame.
Buffalo, baby. He's going to take those massage therapists to a table. Give me Bills Mafia. Eagles coming off their first loss. We're going to see how good they are because they're going against the undefeated Jeff Saturdays of Indianapolis, the Colts, baby. They're 6.5-point favorites, though Philly is. Over us at 45. Who do we take here?
Man, props to Saturday for playing Matt Ryan, too. I thought that was a good move on their part. But I'm going to take Philly. Yeah, I mean, that was a game the Commanders had to have their season on the line. Obviously, you feel like the Colts they probably feel the same way. We got to have this, but I think it's going to be very hard for Saturday to go back to back. So I'll take the Eagles.
Eagles money line, and I think the Eagles get close to hitting the over on their own.
Jay, I love that pick a lot. I think you're absolutely right. When you tweet a team is sorry and they suck, you have to go out there and beat that team, especially when it's your first game. That's what Jeff Sauer did. Said the Raiders are terrible. He had to go out there and beat them. Otherwise, he had to live in infamy on Twitter. But he goes in there. He beats them. They're hyped up. The Colts are. And that's all they get for the rest of the season. Philly's is going to roll. They're pissed off now. And I think you're right, Jigger. I think Jalen Hurts puts up 35 points by himself. This is going to be an impressive game for him. Sauce Gardner taking on Mac-10. Jets, Patriots, over on set 30.5. New England, 3-point favorite at home. What do you think, Fitz?
Man, all I can think of is little Johnny enjoying his ice cream for the Jets. So Jets #1 fan. What was that comment I sent you? It was like the top comment on a Johnny ice cream post. It's like, we'll sacrifice Johnny to diabetes just to get Jets wins. So yeah, I'm gonna pull for the Jets.
Bill Belichick plays mind effing games with the Jets. If Bill Belichick loses to the Jets, I'm done. I'm done. Absolutely. Actually, okay, I'm not done. Let's be real.
I was like, and Tim. Tim had a whole speech on, I'm giving up the Lions because I'm at a point in my life where things that make me sad, I just get rid of. Like, come on, man.
If you went to the playoffs today, every single AFC East team would be in it. Yeah. Every single AFC team would be in it, including the Patriots. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but Bill Belichick loves to play mind games with the Jets. Zach Wilson's going to be out there seeing ghosts of his mom's best friend. Like, let's go. Let's go, Pats.
You know, Belichick is 15-1 against the Jets' last 16 meetings. Like, he's got their number. This ain't Rex Ryan, let's get some fucking snacks anymore. Jets. This is a different Jets team, though. They're throwing bombs, banging moms left and right here. Wilson looks dangerous. He looks good. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm going to take A1 Sauce. I'm taking Sauce Gardner and the Jets here to win. I think I got the gut feeling. I don't know why. My mind says Patriots. The gut says Jets, though.
Patriots are favored?
They're favored. I'm not.
It's in Gillette.
It's in Gillette.
Yeah.
Jets, baby.
I'm not touching that one, though.
I like it.
Rams, Saints, over on set 30.5. New Orleans, 4-point favorite at home. Still questions about, hey, is Jameis playing or not? Is Andy Dalton going to start? Is Taysom Hill going to get the start? A lot of quarterback answers to be read for them. Cooper Kupp is out for the Rams. He's having ankle surgery. He's on the IR. Fitz, what do you think?
Yeah, and that's probably a key reason. I was looking up just the Rams record at this point. Gosh, they're 3-6.
It's rough.
And you feel like there's got to be some urgency on their end. I think this is a winnable game for the Rams. It might be a workman's win, but I like the Rams in this one. I really do. I think they just have to stabilize Kamara, and then I think they can lock down. I mean, Saints defense is good. This is a good defensive struggle, but I'll take the Rams.
I am really hoping Taysom Hill starts at quarterback so I can play him as both my tight end and have two quarterbacks.
So stupid.
That would be amazing. This is listed as a tight end. So give the start to Taysom for selfish reasons.
If Taysom's a tight end, then Justin Fields is a running back. That's my argument. You know, like that's insane.
To as quarterback, put up lots of points. Therefore, I'm taking the Saints to win.
You know, this is the worst Super Bowl hangover I've ever seen, and it's really a lot of the playoff teams this year had just looked like dog shit. Like, it's just wild to think about. The Rams, 3 wins. They just won a Super Bowl. It's the same group of guys minus Odell. They should be rolling.
Different offensive line.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Different O-line. I like the way Saints defense, that front eight, have been blowing up. Give me the Saints to win. I think they found a way. Damn. I wish Tim was here. Lions taking on the Giants. Lions. Last 2 weeks, they're 2-0. How many times can you say that, right? Over at 46. Giants, 3-point favorite. Jager, I'm going to let you start with this one because I know that's B's team, and he's feeling some type of way about the Giants winning here.
He is so hype. It's fantastic to have a happy housemate on Sundays. It's amazing. Man, he has re-energized all of his Giants things. He's now open to watching the Tom versus Time, but only if it's the Giants episodes. It's great. Fantastic. I'm really glad Tim's not on the show because I hate breaking his heart and seeing his sad little puppy dog eyes. But I'm taking the Giants. I got to keep a happy home, man.
See, I think Tim, he was so down on them 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't handle this. I can't handle this. Even though at the start of the year, he's like, I love watching the Lions. Like, we're the most competitive. This is this is an awesome game because I think it's two teams that have been kind of in the shitter and they're looking on the up and up. Obviously, the Giants, playoff contenders. Lions, they're just trying to squeak back in there. I like the Lions, though. I really do. I think they're doing maybe a reach. I don't know. I like it. I like the idea. But then I actually do think of the Giants, and maybe it's that Danny Dimes trauma that I have. I want to just put him away, but I can't let go. I'd have to flip a coin, but I'll take the Giants. I think I just flip-flop.
Daniel Jones, the X, you just can't get away from. He's just
like
always
him,
looking
man.
at you.
I like
He's always
him.
there, texting you up at 3 a.m. I know how Daniel Jones does for you. Lions, man. I kind of gave this speech last week. I'm sticking with it. You don't celebrate a win in Detroit. You get back, you put your hard hat back on, baby, and you go right back to work in Detroit. The Motor City is all about grit, blue collar, and you get after their ass. Starting Monday, Dan Campbell's been drinking pots of coffee left and right. Give me the Lions to get a big win. I'm sorry, be loving P's and T's to you, to your
You'll see
happy
him
household, Jay, but
He'll have a word with you on Saturday.
give me the blue collar Lions, baby.
Heck, you need to surprise Tim with the hard hat, but tape a Lions logo on the front of
On the
it.
front. Hey, if they win
Every
this week,
time.
I'll get a
Yeah.
Lions hard. I'll get one
Okay,
for him.
there you go.
Panthers taking on the Ravens. Ravens 12-point favorite. They're home. Over at 43.5. Panthers coming off a big win though Thursday night. They had a couple days extra rest. They're not wearing the all black uniforms though because those were sick. But I wish they could. Fitz, who do you take here?
Give me Baltimore. Pretty easy. I can't believe the Panthers are going back to Baker. Like PJ Walker has,
I think
he's got
Walker's
more
hurt.
wins. Oh, is he hurt?
I
Oh,
think so, yeah.
dog. All right. Well, yep. RIP Panthers then. It's gonna be the Ravens.
I'm taking the Ravens. I don't like either of these teams.
I'm taking the Ravens. I'm only doing it until we bring Devin Slate home. If you ever see Devin Slate out there, you tell him to call home. Call the pub and let him know that I just want to know he's okay. That's all I need to know. Is Devin Slate still alive at this point? Ravens, Lamar Jackson, keep it rolling.
He was just on a few weeks ago
It's been a while,
for baseball, wasn't it?
It's been a while. Yeah. Cue the stain. Raiders, Broncos, both these teams. We thought this was going to be the division race. We thought these two teams might have a chance to get the AFC crown and get the number 1 seed. Far from the truth. Carr and Wilson, no saviors in their equally hometowns. Over-runs at 41.5. Denver, 2.5-point favorite. Shout out to our boy, Jay Verge, getting a huge tutty last week against the Titans. Unfortunately, they came up short, but man, Jay Verge, you're the freak. We love watching that touchdown, dude. That was amazing.
I'm still waiting on Russell Wilson to just emerge. It's like I'm holding on hope, like he's learning a new offense. Maybe that's the problem. But I'm just waiting for it. And he's got some favorable matchups defensively coming up, and this is one of them. So I think he should be primed for a big week. Good air attack. I think it depends on Judy's health, that he left the game with an ankle injury, but I think he should be back. And again, with those Broncos at receivers, I'm gonna go Broncos country on this one.
I think drop the emoji, man. I don't give a about this. I really don't.
Jeez.
I know. I'm really sorry, Jalen. I'm really sorry. I really don't give a shit. I'm always usually pretty high on the Raiders because they have so many Clemson players, but damn, they suck. And my boy Derek Carr, his hair's not growing with power this year. So I am actually going to go with the Broncos, and only because of Jalen Virgil. Keep giving him the ball.
Quote the Jay Gray, nevermore. You hit the nail on the head. I could not give a shit about this game. I could at the beginning of the season. I thought this game was going to be huge, a huge matchup. No, give me Jalen Verge. I don't even care about the rest of them. I think Jalen Verge can score enough points to beat the Raiders at this point. Vikings, Cowboys 1 point favorite, over at 47.5. Big game. This is one of the opposites. Beginning of the season, I said, this is probably a game I don't give a shit about. Not so fast. Both these teams looking phenomenal. Fitz, who do you take?
Let's see. Vikings beat the Packers. Packers beat the Cowboys. I think Cowboys go full circle here and beat the Vikings. I actually do. I think that the one thing that the Cowboys weren't able to do last week is pass rush. I think they'll be looking to be more aggressive against the Vikings, that their staple is their defense. And Vikings, I don't know. I think their defense they've shown flashes of being really good, but then they've also just gotten dissected. And so I think it's a great wide receiver battle, but I think CeeDee Lamb actually might outperform Jefferson. And that's not to say that Jefferson won't do, I think Jefferson's going to be cracked like he is every week, but I think CeeDee's just going to be that good. So I'll take the Cowboys.
Yeah, Jay?
So, and those of you that are at the App State game this weekend and run into me, you can ask Brian. But I did turn to him at one point during that game. I was like, damn, I think I got to be a Vikings fan. First off, my dog loves the Vikings. She loves the little air horns, so we're all in on that.
Fair enough.
Purple's my favorite color. Yeah, the big
like the bugle thing?
Yeah.
The Viking horn?
The Viking horn.
Oh, God.
You want her down. She loves it. She sits straight up and just looks at the TV. She loves it. She's about it.
Does she like Kirk Thuggins?
I think she's a big Kirk Cousins fan because she does not have a lot of brains in her head. So,
oh my gosh.
I'm going to go with the Vikings.
I hate it. That's your worst take yet. That's worse than the Clemson stuff.
Oh my Lord.
Y'all, Sugar's a good girl.
Yeah, Sugar's the best.
Oh, man.
We go with the Vikings.
Yeah.
I hate the Vikings so much.
Sugar's my favorite dog of Jay Gray's clan. So
well, Nick's pretty good too.
Okay. I haven't met. So man, this is tough. The way the Cowboys crumbled in the fourth, though, CeeDee Lamb, he had the big touchdown in the fourth that should have been the nail in the coffin, and he does a real questionable end zone dance, and I was like, this guy doesn't have the juice. Jefferson's got the juice. Give me the Vikings to win big here. I'm all up on Sugar's team. Here we go. The Sunday night game that should have been the Bengals, but was stolen and ripped from us. Chiefs at Chargers over on set at 50. Kansas City 7-point favorite. Who do we take here?
Man, Charger defense is hard to bet on.
Yeah.
I like the Chargers, though. I just don't know if they can take down the Chiefs. Again, question if Juju's playing or not. But gosh, that was one thing. Be curious how Brian's feeling about losing Kadarius Toney after he looks like he's going to be a key piece on the Chiefs. So yeah, I'll take the Chiefs. They just continue to have weapons no matter what.
Yeah, B is really upset about Kadarius Toney, so much so that we have dubbed him when that happened Weepy BB. He was sad. That being said, I think Tony's going to come in and just tear things up. I don't trust. I love Justin Herbert's hair, but I don't trust the Chargers, especially if they're not going to have like Mike Williams or Keenan Allen back. Like they have no offense. I'm going the Chiefs.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs too. I know Juju's making TikToks in his head. He's probably still in a coma there after getting knocked out. But give me the Chiefs to win. I had someone had to take the joke, so I did. All right, Monday night matchup: Cardinals hosting the 49ers. Over is at 43.5. San Francisco 8-point favorite. Ever since that man showed up to the scene, the Niners offense has been different. It's been rolling. Christian McCaffrey, he's just brought some energy to him, a different just vibe to that 49ers energy that they really needed. Fitz, who do you take?
CMC, it really seems like a fit too. I mean, like even just that picture of him in that uniform, I'm like, he just looks like he was meant to be a Niner. I don't know if he ever.
He's a California kid, man.
He never looked like a Panther to me. I'll be honest. I was like, it's cool, but yeah, it feels right for him. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Niners.
I believe he grew up in Colorado, so he's not a California kid. He did go to Stanford.
Ed McCaffrey's kid.
He did go to
receiver for the Broncos.
Yeah.
B,
you know how the Cardinals, they just kind of like suck and then kind of not suck, and then they have one game where they're just like unbelievably good. This is that game.
Oh,
they're just like stupid good. Nuke Hopkins is back, and he's gonna have like 4 touchdowns. Please have 4 touchdowns. And he's gonna want to show the world that he's better than Debo. So I'm taking the Cards.
Little Clemson USC rivalry there.
No real reason. The Cards.
Man, the Cardinals, that's another team that is like, man, they should be so much better than what they're showing. But the new Call of Duty game is really screwing them right now. Give me the 49ers to win. Give me the Niners.
Killing it, Hacky. Killing it.
That's right. All right. Pub parlay. Let's make some money. We made some good money last week. And I didn't get the right audio. There it is. Let's keep it rolling. Me and Fitz were talking. We're ready to make a few bands this week. We're gonna drop some bands to make them.
I put some stacks on the World Cup already.
Let's go, Fitz. I love
a little action, just a little taste,
little appetizer. All right, we're gonna get 2 picks a piece if you want it. You can only take if you want one take, you can take one, but you have the option to take 2 here. So, what do we say? If we're taking NHL or NBA, we got to make sure we fine tune a day here. But NFL up for grabs, college football up for grabs, don't matter.
I'm going to do one that is probably not going to hit, so we might want to do a crazy one.
Okay.
But you know what? They got jibbed last year, and I think they're coming with a vengeance. I'm taking the NC State Lady Wolfpack over UConn. Because they got gypped last year, and they're coming in with some fire.
When are they playing?
I think Sunday.
I'll double check that.
Woof, 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 woof. Is that what you were going to take?
No, that's just I like Paige Beckers for UConn. I know
you do, but
I don't know if anyone can do that.
You heard.
I like that take though. You're right. They did get gypped, but it's Paige Beckers. I mean, this is like the best women's player I've ever seen.
I said this is a ballsy one. It's a ballsy one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Put it on the side there.
They're playing Sunday. You're absolutely correct.
I had college hoops also. I had number 4 Kentucky's playing number 2 Gonzaga. Gonzaga's got to play Texas tomorrow night. I don't know. I just want to take the underdog. So if Gonzaga loses to Texas, they'll probably be the underdog against Kentucky, and I think they win. But assuming both teams go in Sunday, I'm taking Kentucky to upset Gonzaga, if that makes sense.
You're not going to take Timmy?
No, I don't want to.
All right.
Timmy.
So we're taking UK.
We're taking UK unless UK is favored, then we're taking Gonzaga. I know it just got real confusing.
Okay, this is not the one I'm betting a band on. This is already off to a rough start here.
See, I've got a side thing right now with NC State women and Kentucky.
Next
Question.
Sunday.
Question though.
Yeah, Jagger, I like your pick actually.
Thank you.
It's Fitz is
But
like
also,
flippy
what's the
floppy.
spread? Do we just take the spread? Is there a spread option? If there's not, we're going all in on the pack, baby. All in.
Yeah.
We'll find out. I didn't see a spread option.
If a
I
spread
didn't see
option
any
comes to
odds right
light,
now.
Take the spread. But if it doesn't, all in on the pack.
Made it. Man. Sorry, I got distracted. I was looking at my picks and I jumped around looking at what you guys picked. UK's playing Zaga Sunday. Is that right, Fitz?
Yep.
Man, I'm gonna go to my bread and butter. A game that's been really good to me. And that's been football. College football at that. I love taking a good dog. Man.
Tough week for college football.
It is. And like usually I have one like I feel sold on and like there's a good dog and there's some good odds with it.
What about UVA versus Coastal?
No.
I
Is that
don't-
game even going to
yeah.
happen?
That
Is it
game
gonna
might
happen?
not. It might not. You never know.
Okay.
They're beginning the process of healing is the only statement that's released
Mhm.
today. I didn't see anything about practicing or anything. I don't know how you. Damn it. If they play, give me UVA.
I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know?
If they play, I'll take UVA. Now, UVA is a 2-point favorite as of right now. But we started the show giving them P's and T's and love. So it'd just be wrong if they're not playing, not to give them some love.
Okay.
So give me UVA. A lot of emotion in that game. So take that for what you want. My other pick here is Oregon to cover against Utah. And by cover, I mean to beat Utah by more than 3 points. I think they win by a touchdown at least. So Oregon -3. I think they win. All right. Random question. Anybody got one for us?
Wait, I only took one.
Okay,
I
go for
took one
it.
as
Yeah.
well.
Okay. I didn't know if you guys only want to take one. That's my fault.
Hacky, can you do a quick Google search on the over of the Oklahoma State game? Because what is defense? You would think
defense?
Venables would know. But then again, Oklahoma State's also been shut out a few times, so I don't know.
Sounds like a Jeopardy answer. It's like in the Oklahoma State rivalry, what is there not any of? What is defense?
Defense.
64.5.
Oh God, no. I'm not. No, I don't know. Let's take. I like Kansas State to cover against West Virginia, even though their quarterback might not be playing. I don't think West Virginia is very good.
They just fired their AD. And that means the head coach is probably on the way out too. So
I'm gonna take Kansas State.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind it. K-State ranked 19, traveling to good old Morgantown. They're 7.5 point favorites. So you think they beat them by more than 7.5?
I think they got him by at least 10.
I like it.
Also, purple coming back in. Purple.
Hey, Jager, you might hate this. I don't like the orange breeches with the
Oh,
purple
we
top.
wear those for championship games, so that's probably why you don't like them because you see them a lot.
No. Oh, no. With the purple top. I didn't like that look.
Oh, that's military appreciation. Do not hate on that.
I like purple on purple. I like
That was
purple on white,
the
purple on orange.
championship as
Not a
well.
fan.
Usually they do purple on purple for that game, and it's
And see, that's what I like. But the purple and orange just didn't do it right for me. Anyway,
but
sorry.
it's military appreciation. Do not hate on military appreciation.
My bad.
We locked up the ACC better division.
Who do you got?
I don't need another pick here. I'm tempted to do it for the hard hat for Tim, Lions over Giants, but I don't really feel confident about that.
None
I
of
think
these
we've
picks
got
I think
enough.
are really.
We've got enough chaos going on. Like if
Throw that pick in with the
Crazy pick.
NC State pick.
Well, I'm saying like if the Virginia game doesn't happen, then we've got 4 crazy games already.
Yeah, we just throw
that's
that
not
one
a
in.
that's not a bad parlay. You know,
You know, the Virginia
Like
one's
NC
kind of
State.
crazy. Yeah.
like NC State women, Kentucky, Oregon, Kansas State's a pretty good parlay right there.
Is that game in Kentucky? Or is it at Kentucky?
It's at Kentucky.
Oh,
at
that's not
Kentucky.
as crazy as I thought.
for Gonzaga.
Yeah, if they gotta go to Kentucky,
Sorry. I don't know. I think it's neutral site, right? Or no?
we will look.
Is it one of those like
Big
what do they
Farm.
call it when they play on like the
Ones.
It's
Might
at
be-
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga?
Wait.
It's at
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. But Gonzaga almost lost to somebody. as I was
Michigan
looking.
State. It was a great game. It was on a boat.
Yeah, that one. The what do they call it? They play on the
The Armed Forces Classic.
yeah,
It
but
was
like
an
they call it
carrier.
the aircraft carrier. Yeah,
The USS Abraham Lincoln.
To our listeners and watchers out there, some other bets you could do. This Sunday kicks off the World Cup. Ecuador versus Qatar. I think everybody's pretty pissed at Qatar for hosting this World Cup. Just saying, throwing that one out there
Yeah.
too. But and then
You hear
Monday kicks
They're
off UK.
paying fans
Yeah,
to be there and cheer.
it's rough, dude.
It's like some Hunger Games shit. This is gonna be like the weirdest World Cup ever.
It's weird.
All
But
I
it kicks
can
off
say
Sunday.
is that I will be taking Blackout Friday to a new level next week. USA all day. Let's go. Blackout Friday.
Taking on the Brits. Good deal. Random question. Anybody got one for us? Jake, usually you come loaded for them.
I do have one. It's very silly
Ooh, I like
because
silly.
I noticed this week that TCU has a thing for redheaded quarterbacks.
That is true.
So
That's weird.
I want to know who, and Parker obviously is all of our favorite redheads.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Thank
or
you.
Devin.
Mm.
There are two of them. Yikes. Ties.
RIP.
Devin hasn't shown up, so a tie goes to the person present is Parker. Sorry, Devin, love you. Who is your favorite redhead ever that is not Parker Hackey?
Yeah, I like it.
Man, that's a good one.
Claudia Miranda, I know you're watching. I want to know what yours is.
It's gonna be
Ronald
Ron
Weasley.
Weasley for her. Yeah,
Got it.
Who's it gonna be?
Ron
Ronald
Weasley.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. For me, it's the one that made the Gingers cool. The Flying Tomato, Shaun White, man. Without him, I don't know how far back and how far oppressed we are as redheads. So he really put us forward there.
Man, there's a lot of good ones. Shout out Bill Burr. I've been listening to a lot of Bill Burr
Yeah.
stand up. He's hilarious. Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran, great artist. I don't know if those are my favorite though. I'm still thinking. I'm brewing.
Yeah, give me a second. Why are all these people that are popping up just?
Well, see, I'm not searching mine. I'm really going through my
Yeah, but I want to see something specific.
Scout Brainy.
Yes, the Red Mamba.
Oh man, I feel like I'm missing like a big one.
Hmm. Nope.
Yeah, I just texted Claudia. She said Ron. And then Shaun White was her second one.
Oh, really? Oh, that's great. I am going to have to go with I think I'm gonna have to go with a classic. Lucille Ball.
Ooh,
Back in the day.
that's a good one.
You know, those are always fun, like every once in a while to pop on or just show. I'm a teacher too, so to show your students, and they're like, "What is this crap?" I'm like, "This is hilarious." There were no rules.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, I'll say right now, just based on how my YouTube history's been, I'll say Bill Burr. I've listened to a lot of some of his interviews and stand up. Very, very fun voice for this time.
I love it. Honorable shout out, Aunt Lori and Grandpa, two of my favorite redheads right there. All right. Hey, one heck of a show. Great show. A lot of football, which I know listeners and watchers love there. Jay Gray, we can't thank you enough for joining us. It's always great to have you on. And World Cup coming on. Maybe we get you more on and get you Tyson up, Matt, especially if we beat England. Man, it's
I'm
going to be
getting
good.
hammered. I'm calling out Wednesday if I come on that Tuesday.
I love it. I love it. Let's go. Hey, y'all have a beautiful week. We'll catch you guys next Tuesday. Be a friend, tell a friend about the show. Let's keep growing this thing. We'll see you later.
Corn dogs, Jackie. Corn dogs for all these people.
Oh my gosh.
Fundamentals. Awesome.
They're going to say,
would-
that's
we
my
would be
D.
the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it.
What I say?
Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has
Not
to
pub
be.
more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
We'll catch you jive turkeys next week. You call them jive turkeys.